The extensor retinaculum and the formation of extensor expansion. So the topics we are covering are extensor retinaculum and compartments deep to it and formation of extensor expansion. Extensor retinaculum and compartments deep to it. What is extensor retinaculum? It is thickened deep fascia which is present on the back of wrist. Its function is to hold extensor tendons in position. Coming to its attachments. Laterally, the extensor retinaculum is attached to the lower anterior border of radius. Medially, it is attached to triquetral and pisiform bones. From the deep surface of extensor retinaculum, septa arise to form compartments. The septa which arise get attached to the longitudinal ridges of lower end of radius and also to medial carpal bones. Thus, these septa go to form 6 compartments which allow passage for extensor tendons. So, the compartments are named from lateral to medial. The first compartment consists of abductor pollicis longus and extensor pollicis brevis. The second compartment consists of extensor carpi radialis longus and brevis. The third compartment consists of extensor pollicis longus. The fourth compartment consists of 4 tendons of extensor digitorum and extensor indicis. The fifth compartment consists of tendon of extensor digiti minimi, and sixth compartment consists of extensor carpi ulnaris. Then applied anatomy. It was observed that tenosynovitis are the first compartment, that is, which consists of abductor pollicis longus and extensor pollicis brevis. So they belong to the first compartment, and this compartment is normally very narrow, and with the condition of tenosynovitis, the constriction which is already there will increase further, resulting in pain. Then coming to formation of extensor expansion. It is a movable hood-like structure present over the dorsum of metacarpophalangeal joints of fingers on the extensor side. This moves distal to the metacarpophalangeal joint during flexion and proximally when extended. This mechanism of movement during flexion and extension permit greater variation in the extension of fingers. That means it allows for extension of interphalangeal joints when metacarpophalangeal joints are flexed by the flexors. Extension of distal phalanx. So this extensor expansion permits independent extension of distal phalanx by traction applied by various constituents forming the expansion. Coming to formation, this extensor expansion or dorsal digital expansion is special quality of extensor tendons. So after expansion is formed, which is like a hood, it divides into 3 bands. two lateral bands on either side of proximal phalanx, and they stretch all the way to distal phalanx. The lumbricals, the extensor indices, both the interossei insert into these lateral bands. And there is one median band which is in the middle that ends at the base of middle phalanx. And this extensor expansion is also attached to fibrous digital sheath. And the picture shows extensor expansion formation. You can see in the picture that a hood is formed over the metacarpophalangeal joint. Then it divides into three bands, two lateral bands which extend up to the base of distal phalanx and which will receive the other tendons, that is lumbricals, interossei, and also indices. And you can see in the middle there is one median band, and that will be ending at the base of middle phalanx. Thank you.